Now, Terrence Crawford looks to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in all of the world. However, Terrence Crawford is 36 years old. Unfortunately for Terrence Crawford, he was signed with Top Rank. So his best years, his most athletic years, he was not being properly marketed. So he didn't get his big fight until he was 35 years old. He turned 36 after the Errol Spence fight. Hey, GR, thanks for liking the live. Terrence Crawford, Aiden, thanks for liking the live. Terrence Crawford turned 36 after the Errol Spence fight. He hasn't fought since July. He turns 37 in September. I have him ranked as #1 pound for pound in the world based off his performances. How long can he keep up this level of excellence when he's aging? Father Time is undefeated. So, a lot of people are wondering about Tank Davis' next opponent. A lot of people are wondering about Canelo Alvarez's next opponent. Who is Terrence Crawford's next opponent? And can he afford to only fight once a year at this point in his career? I think Terrence should try to fight every 6 to 8 months at this point in order to maintain his type of fitness and maintain his reflexes, because boxing is a sport where you can wake up today and tomorrow and no longer be that guy. Boxing is a sport where you can fall off in an instant. Luckily for Terrence Crawford, and I won't even say luckily, but Terrence Crawford was responsible enough not to drink anything or not to take any substances throughout his career. He's taking great care of his body. He was responsible enough to work out year-round. You understand? So Terrence Crawford at 36, he still moves like he's in his late 20s. But all of that can be over tomorrow because Father Time is undefeated. So my question to you all is, why are you not tapping the screen and liking the live? But seriously, my question to you all is, will Terrence Crawford be able to stay at this level for the next 2 to 3 years? How long will Terrence Crawford be the top guy? Someone said Bud needs to fight at least 2 times per year. Thank you. Thank you, Drew. I agree. Kaiser, thanks for liking the live. I think Crawford needs to fight at least 2 times a year so he doesn't fall off. He shouldn't wait all the way until September for a Canelo fight. He should try to fight somebody this summer and then fight Canelo. He's going to have a couple more years. I agree, Slap Your Mama TV. I agree. Terrence Crawford has another 3 to 4 good years in him if he plays his cards right. But waiting an entire year for his next fight, that's not smart. Because Father Time is undefeated. I think he should stay active. He should be fighting at least twice a year. What's up, Vic? Do you think Terrence Crawford will fall off? Do you think he's getting too old? He's 36 years old right now. He turns 37 in September. Everybody that's liking the live, thank you. Kaiser, thanks for liking the live. Someone says he could retire undefeated. That's facts. Bud will never fall off until 39. So Negro, why did you choose the specific age of 39? Why did you choose that age? I think that Terrence, he should not be waiting this long in between fights to make his next fight. He hasn't taken a lot of damage in his career. I don't know about that. I seen Terrence Crawford get rocked by Gamboa. I seen him get rocked by Mean Machine. I seen other fights where he didn't get wobbled, but he took big shots. Even in the Errol Spence fight, he took a huge left hand. Terrence Crawford has absorbed a lot of shots just because he hasn't gone down. He's taken some damage. He just has a great chin. Well, I feel like Bud still got a lot in his tank. Like you said, he is turning 37. Yeah, he's turning 37 in September. If he gives his body rest and stay healthy. Facts. My point is this, though. The PBC cannot be having him sitting on the sidelines waiting for his next fight. Franklin, thanks for the follow. That topic, thanks for liking the live. The PBC cannot be having him sitting on the sideline waiting an entire year in between fights. He's already an aging fighter. Flash knockdown isn't a lot of damage for him being 36. Listen, you're talking about knockdowns. Just because someone get knocked down doesn't necessarily mean it's a damaging moment. People can get knocked down and get back up. But I'm talking about the way that Bud fights. the way that he brawls. Bud has taken some big shots throughout his career. He just has a great chin. So to say that he's not damaged, I would disagree. I think that Bud has taken damage throughout his career, but he's just tough and he's in shape, so he's been able to pull through. And he's taking care of his body outside of the ring, not just inside of the ring, by not drinking, by not smoking. People can get rocked and not fall. That's more damage than a flash knockdown. Well, to be honest with you, Vic, we can't even really compare because there's no way to truly compare what's more damaging. I was just saying that both are damaging. If you get knocked down, you can clearly see something went wrong within someone's body. But when someone gets hit and they stand up, you can't see the damage that was done because they didn't get knocked down or they didn't get rocked, but there was damage done. Believe you me. Of course he's taking damage, but not a lot. Dude is still fighting at an elite level. That doesn't mean he hasn't taken a lot of damage. He could just be a tough cookie. What's up?
What's the deal, man? What's good?
The Super Bowl game. I ain't watching the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be honest with you. I care less. What's good, T Street? Do you think Terrence Crawford will fall off? Do you think Terrence Crawford will age out? As we all know, Father Time is undefeated. The brother is 36 years old. He turns 37 in September, and unfortunately, he hasn't had another fight since the Errol Spence fight. So I think that they should hurry up and get him something by the summer. Why have this man be inactive for an entire year and he's aging?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I feel like putting on a performance like he did too, man. I feel like people think about the person that took a beating. Yeah, they got a lot of wear and tear now too, but the person to fight that hard and that good, like they had to train really hard to pull that off, bro.
Exactly.
So
Now
yeah,
that's a great point. T Streak said that it's not just the damage that you take in the fight, but the way that Terrence Crawford, the pressure that he puts on his body. This man trains hard, even when he doesn't have a fight. That keeps your body ready for the fights, but over time, that breaks your body down as well. Father Time is undefeated. So I think that while Terrence Crawford is running high, while he's on a high tide, he should be making fights happen. He should be fighting at least twice a year. Why have this man wait 365 days for his next fight? Somebody says a fighter is a fighter no matter the age. That's true, but as a fighter ages, they lose reflexes. They will no longer be as sharp as they used to be. They will no longer be as fast. And the longer that you stay in the game, the less punch resistance that you have. Somebody said Crawford finna be the new Gamboa. I hope not. Now that I hope that you're wrong. I hope that you're completely wrong about that. I don't want to see that shit. No offense to Gamboa. Crawford should fight Teofimo Lopez for a tune-up. No, hell no. Wrong for the follow.
that fight wouldn't go past like 3 rounds, man.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't go past 3 rounds because Crawford is not going to do the Jermaine Ortiz. He's going to give Tio everything that Tio's asking for. Everybody that's liking the live, thank you. If you're in here, make sure you tapping the screen and liking the live. Someone says boxers be running from him. That's why. You have a great point because that boy Keith Thurman could have fought Errol and Terrence Crawford. He hasn't fought neither one of them to date.
I think the
So that
person
would
is
say
raising his hand the most to fight Crawford. I'll say is Boots Ennis.
exactly. Now Boots, I think Crawford actually should give Boots a shot.
Yeah.
Hey T, when you're not talking, can you mute your mic because you got a lot of background noise?
Oh, my bad, bro.
No, you good, man. You good. But whenever you got to say something, just come on off of mute. Now, Terrence Crawford, he should give Boots a shot. He should definitely give Boots a shot. I know that Boots isn't offering him anything money wise, but I think that make the money with Canelo, fight another fight, but then Boots will have to fight him. But he should give Boots a shot maybe for his last fight, for his swan song, like how Klitschko gave Anthony Joshua a shot. Brett Prince 24 says, big fan of your content. Thank you. KJITV, are you doing any free giveaways? What you mean? What the hell I'm gonna give away?
Hey, you think it was unfair though, bro? How fast, bro, they literally stripped Crawford for the IBF and gave it to Boots like 3 or 4 months after the Spence fight.
It wasn't unfair. It just shows you that Crawford, he has got it out of the mud. He don't really have connections like that. Even when he was signed with top ranked Bob Arum, Bob wasn't really trying to market him as the best fighter in the world. So it shows you that everything that Crawford got, he's had to work hard for it. And that the boxing powers that be, they don't really fuck with him. So that means he's not doing nothing crazy behind the scenes, most likely. Somebody said giveaways like boxing equipment. Bro, I'm broke as hell. I can't give away a damn thing. I don't own no boxing equipment except for the shit that I wear to the gym. That's it. I might when I start to grow, I might develop my own boxing brand. You know, gloves and headgear and shit like that. But right now, I can't give away a dime. Somebody says he would have to outbox Canelo for him to win. Everybody keeps saying that, but this is the thing. Terrence Crawford has power that can travel up. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about him outboxing Canelo. There is a chance that Terrence Crawford could hurt Canelo. It's a slim chance, but it's still a chance. I mean, this man has the whole package. Terrence Crawford, he can box, he can brawl, he can punch. So he can put on 10 pounds of muscle and get in there with Canelo Alvarez. There's no telling what can happen, even though I would still pick Canelo
Hey,
to
hey,
win.
you know what's
What's
so
up, Kev?
crazy? I thought Bud coming up from lighter weight classes would hurt him against Earl because Earl's so big and strong, but it actually helped him because he looked a lot faster.
Well, the thing about it before he fought Errol, he had fought all those other welterweights. So I think Errol was his seventh or eighth welterweight opponent. So he had already gotten accustomed to the weight class. The thing about him going up to fight Canelo, he's never even fought at 54 or 60. So him jumping all the way up to super middleweight, it's crazy. It's out of this world. But it's Terrence Crawford as well. He is the pound for pound number one in the world based off of his performances and his accolades. Therefore, you got to give him a shot. Also, we know that he has crazy power. The reason why we know that is because he was able to do things to men that has never been done to them. Errol Spence has never been stopped in his entire career. Sean Porter had never been stopped in his entire career. So this man has special power, like Tank Davis, like Bertabiev, you know. So that gives him. That's why he has a shot against Canelo. But I would still pick Canelo to win. But I have to respect what Bud has done.
Yeah, logic would tell me Canelo will win based off the jump being too much, but there's actually, bro, a good percentage of people that really believe Bud got a chance because he beat somebody so big and strong before.
Yeah, Errol is a legitimate 154 pounder, but that was Errol at his weakest point. So I don't even think that Terrence could win because of that performance. I think he could win because if you watch his other fights, his bag is deeper than Canelo's bag. And if you watch what Floyd did to Canelo, a lot of that stuff could still work because at the end of the day, Floyd was able to use his long arms, his jab. Floyd was able to make Canelo miss in the center of the ring. I don't know if Bud could do that shoulder roll, but I know that Bud could make Canelo miss. And I know that Bud has better feet, faster feet than Canelo. So if Bud could box and then set up shots from different angles that Canelo doesn't see, like how Floyd was doing, he could potentially win the fight. But he's going to have to deal with the power that Canelo has, and that's really what's going to come down to. Jamel Charlo, when he felt that power, he got on his back. I don't blame him. I don't look at him like less of a man. He just felt this shit and said, you know what? I bit off more than I could chew. Let me just take my ass home, take this big ass check, and get back home to my loved ones. He made a business decision. You know what I mean? He pulled a Deion Sanders. That topic, thanks for liking the live. Everybody in the chat, thank you for liking the live. Hey, Keffa, what's up, man? Do you think Terrence Crawford will fall off at any point in time, being that he's 36 years old, will be turning 37 in September?
Well, when we talk about fall off in the game of boxing, we have to look at it in a real perspective. What is fall off when these guys are older and we know the age limits of retirement is coming upon these guys. These guys gave us great performances, good or bad, liked it or not. We watched it, we enjoyed it, we had popcorn. So, I always say let a man go down the road and let's see what happens. And when they make those decisions as warriors, we accept those decisions and let's let these guys transition because it's some up and great new champions getting ready to rise out of all of this. So, to respect
Exactly.
Terrence, you know, uh, he already made his decision, what he said he wants to do. And he did put the word retirement out there like any
Yep.
guy, so in respect, we don't know what direction Terrence wants to go. There's
Here's
nothing
what
in,
okay, well, this is the
but
question I want you to answer then. If Terrence Crawford, right now, Terrence Crawford is like number one pound for pound. How
yeah.
long do you think he could stay at that level of performance? Do you think he could do that for
Oh, he
another
has a
two to
very
three
short
years?
window. It's very short window, man. Very short window. It's not long. He has to make some decisions because again, those decisions, like anything else, can go by you, and the big money fights can fly right by you. So anything coming along, I think Terrence going to jump on that train and make that wise decision because he's already has been making one, and one was with Earl Spence, and because of that mishap, that's not going to happen. So, and then his mind on set is on retirement. So I think he has to make a quarterback's decision on this one and say, let's go. I'll take this and I'm gonna do that. And I can accept that.
Yeah.
But right now we don't know.
All right. Hey, odd 17, 718. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Good evening. Hey, I don't think he is gonna fall off. Bud takes care of his body. He doesn't party. He's always training. He's pushing himself not only in the ring, but you know where he trains at. He
Yeah.
trains in Colorado Springs. High elevation, throws the
Elevation. Yeah.
mask on. I mean, yeah, I mean, I just don't see anyone. I mean, unless he gets too big for himself and he starts going up to these crazy weights, 154, 160, I don't see anyone beating him.
Well, listen. Do you think Boost has a chance to beat him?
That's a good
Oh,
fight.
man.
That's a good fight. But like you said earlier,
You know what,
Chad,
man?
he wait a minute. You said something earlier when I was listening. Bud comes with a lot of stuff in his bag. See, and that's where I look at that experience and the stuff that's in his bag versus what's
Hmm.
in his bag. So it will be of a good fight. And these are the things earlier this young brother was just talking a few minutes ago. You saying the same thing because you add the word what if, and that's what we're saying. We don't know. We it's a short lived because he's going to retire soon. He said it. So how long do he really have to play these little games of, I don't want to say games, but making these decisions and not making them fighting and then not fighting? How long do you think he has to go? And you can fall off doing that, and you can get rusty too.
Right. I mean, when I started the live, I said that the fact that PBC has this man waiting on almost a year before making his next fight, I didn't think that was wise. I think that Bud should fight at least twice a year at
I
this
would have
point
thought
because
so.
he's 36. So why hasn't his next fight been booked already? You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's right. Because they already knew they weren't going to fight Earl again. They already knew that. They already made that decision. The media made that pretty much decision. Doctors and everybody. So I think even if it was some tune up, some type of a fight, he should have went on ahead and took something in place of that, just even for the fans. Something.
Yeah.
You did
Because
nothing, man.
people right now, more people want to see him than ever, and at any
This
time in his
this was
career.
the time to show who he was. If he wasn't fighting Earl Spence in December, he just should have took on an opponent. We
He
would have
should have
accepted
taken
that.
on. He should
I
have
think he
taken
should
on
have went ahead and fought
Sue.
Boots. I think he should have went ahead and fought Boots, even though they say Boots don't have nothing to offer monetarily. At the end of the day, that would have been a great way to allow Boots to get a chance to prove himself, and it also would have been a great legacy fight for Crawford because if Crawford makes Boots look easy, like how he made Spence look easy, the fans are going to be sitting there looking at this man like he's an alien. Like, what level is this man on? Is he really one of the greats? Is
I
he up?
don't
And now let me
believe
ask this
that
question. I'm just asking this
Boots
question to
is
everybody.
going to be
Do you
look.
think that
I
fight
think
would
Boots
make
is going
good
to
for
do
pay
better
per
than
view?
Spence did.
Would it make
From
the
what I
numbers?
from
No, it
from
wouldn't make good
from
for
what I can
pay-per-view.
see, bro, Bud just really got experience over him, bro. They both fast, they both could switch, they both got power, they both got speed, they both got a good IQ, but Bud just got the experience.
No, I think Bud has hits harder than Boots.
But I think Boots is naturally bigger. I mean Boots can clearly punch too, but at the top level, Bud has proven himself to be a harder puncher though.
Yeah, I mean Errol was naturally bigger. I don't know. I think if I would have to pick Crawford to beat Boots, but Boots definitely has a chance. Boots is spectacular as a performer,
But
but I
you
don't. All of that experience, and two-time undisputed. He walked through the welterweight division like stop it. He stopped everybody he fought since he got to 147. Boots hasn't done that. He's been at 147. He has a lot of knockouts, but the competition level is not the same at all. Like Terrence has stopped the top guys. He stopped the Sean Porters and the Errol Spencers of the world. So it's like,
Bud fight, would y'all say that's the most skilled person that Bud will face?
I think it'll be a more competitive fight than Spence Crawford because Boots has had the benefit of seeing Crawford step up in a mega fight like that. He's seen what it was that beat Spence, which is the uncanny way to intercept and just sneak. Man, listen, I'm a Spence fan. I was one of those dudes that was tooting the horn for years. Yo, Spence is gonna walk him down. Spence is gonna, and man, I have never been so wrong about a boxing match in my life. I have never pegged someone that was so wrong. Pause. But you know
But
what I
you
mean?
weren't wrong. I would never say
I never.
God, you weren't wrong because no one knew he was coming in the ring in that physical shape because of issues in the past. So you
Man,
couldn't have predicted that.
Yeah,
That's not your fault. You,
that's what I
if
was
you
saying.
if you was going for Earl Spence that night, the whole world was because we
I
expected a
was.
spectacular fight.
Hmm.
Now,
I
Pepper,
definitely
that's
thought
what
Earl
I've
was
been
gonna
saying.
break
I
him.
keep telling people, I say, man, people could act like they predict. Even if you thought Crawford was going to win, no one expected him to dominate like that. Nobody. I don't care what they say. Nobody expected him to dominate like that. That's why we know something was up with Errol because
That's right.
Errol, that was his worst performance of his
Of his
career.
career.
So that's one thing that I agree with you on. There is no way that people could have predicted Errol's going to walk into the ring looking like a ghost. He's going to look dehydrated. As soon as Errol got off the scale, and when they weighed in, he said, "Next fight." This is before the fight even happened. He said the next fight has to be at 154 because I can no longer make 147. When he said that, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Hey,
So
did
he
you
had to
guys see the
drain himself
interview with
so
Andre
much.
Ward when he mentioned that when it's two elite fighters, when they're both blessed with skill, that when it comes to a championship bout, it now becomes a lifestyle battle. Do you guys remember that
Hmm.
interview?
No, I
When
didn't
he
even
says
see that.
when you pick
That's a
two
hell of a point.
fighters of equal skill, it comes down to how you live your lifestyle, how clean you are, how dedicated you are to your
How
craft.
often you train.
That's the reason, to answer your question, will Terrence fall off? Man, the dude takes care of his body. He doesn't party. He's out there, during the press tours and everything like that. But I haven't seen this dude take a sip.
I heard. I mean, by what people have been saying, he doesn't do the sipping and the smoke. If you in the chat, make sure you tap in the screen. I appreciate y'all for liking the live.
Hell
I
yeah. Well,
think
listen, gentlemen, I just wanted to say my piece. Hey, man, you got a great channel, and
Thank you,
keep up the good work, brother.
thank you, man. You added a lot to the live. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, the other two brothers that contributed as well, man. God bless.
Yes, likewise. Likewise.
Hey, can you boot me? I don't know how to leave.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. No problem. Hey, Kefa. I muted the mic because of the football stuff, but whenever you want to talk, just unmute your mic. All right, so it says, look at the all access, the way that Errol was eating that burger. He couldn't even chew. He was physically done. Now, that's one thing I noticed. Errol drained his body, right? And the first thing they gave him, the first thing he wanted and asked for was a burger. Hey, all thanks for the gifts. And I was thinking in my mind, if you drained your body, why is the first thing that you're eating is a burger? Why aren't you eating, spaghetti, something that could really give you back some nutrients? I mean, some vegetables, some fruits. But the first thing he wanted was a burger. So that's another thing that goes into lifestyle and decisions. I understand you love a burger. I understand that you starved yourself. But if you know, like, damn, I just drained myself to the max, you have to rehydrate and you have to replenish your body with nutritious food, not no goddamn burger. So when I saw that, I was like, what the hell? But these are just, I think Kevin said this in another live that a lot of these guys, they got to look at their team. Their team has to be helping them make good decisions as well. It's not just on a fighter. So that was a bad decision by Errol. If you his first meal choice after draining his body, it shouldn't have been a burger. It should have been spaghetti or something along the lines of that, where he's bringing nutrients back in his body. Bud need to fight Boots. He ain't getting to pay that. No, I think Bud will have a chance to get another big payday against Canelo, and he's already gotten a payday with Errol. That was the beauty of that fight. Even though Errol got whooped, both of those men was able to make money to take care of their families for years to come. So that was a great fight.
And that's the point, because we were saying earlier about the decisions with Bud, making his exit strategy, his age, and wanting those big money fights, and that was one of those start of his career as a money fight. He was fine
Yep.
level. He's up there, and so you could say he's one of the A+ fighters in the room. A++ fighters now, and he is demanding, or he is worthy of those fees
Paydays.
that are due to
Yep.
him. So taking on any fight right now would be great. Like with Ennis would be great, but is it going to make him
It's
that
not. It don't
retirement
make
money
sense
out the
business
door?
wise. It
Yeah,
doesn't make sense business wise. That's why I say, you know what? I think Crawford, the best thing he could do for Ennis, Crawford could go fight Canelo, right? And then makes another money fight. And then maybe on his very last fight, his swan song, he could give Ennis a shot. The only thing
yeah,
is,
yeah,
by the time then, Crawford will be long in the tooth. But that would be a great fight for the fans. It wouldn't even matter at that point if he wins or loses, because it's like he has proved himself to the max. Even right now, he could retire right now. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
But on his way out, I think one treat that he could give to the fans is to allow us to see the old line go against the young line.
Right. Big good fight. And again, I love Booth Ennis. I see him. You catch him on the internet. And you see his training, and then you watch him in the ring. He's growing the way a fighter's supposed to grow. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be the face of boxing. I mean, you're going to see that face. His name is just going to ring out. But like you said, it'd be nice if Terrence do that. Turn around and give him a shot. And pull him up some more. In the game.
Yep.
That'd be
Or
awesome.
or set him back.
Yeah, that'd be
Make
awesome.
the team that Boost gonna win.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
awesome.
gonna be a hell of a step up. But
Yeah.
one or two things is gonna happen. It'd be like when Patrick, since everybody on this damn Super Bowl, it'd be like when Patrick Mahomes lined up against Tom Brady.
Hmm.
Patrick wasn't able to get it done, but Patrick had a chance, and Patrick had all of his gifts and talent and was fancy. Tom had the experience, and Tom stuck to those short little passes. He stuck to what he knew. So
Hmm.
it'd be almost like that. So I don't know. I don't know if Boots gonna be able to get it done, but that's a fight that would be great when Crawford is on his way out after he's
Right.
made all the money he's gonna make.
And you said it earlier, it has to make financial sense. We all talked
Yep,
about it earlier. It really has to make sense when you're getting ready to retire.
exactly.
It's
Because
bills to get
at the
paid.
end of the day, he can't do it for another 10 years.
Right, right. Exactly. I know we don't talk about the heavyweight division that much, but what do you think about what's going
How's it
on
going,
that
KJ?
that department?
Hold up, Wickedy. What's good though? But I'm gonna let Kevin. Kevin was just asking about the heavyweight division. What you say?
I said, what do you think is like spinning around that? Because that's like, it's not talked about as much, and I'm kind of like losing, blah blah. I'm getting bored with the heavyweight division.
I
Like,
got
what's
some.
going on
I
over
had to
there?
lie about the heavyweight division. Basically, the problem is that they're being dishonest. If they were, the heavyweight division would be popping right now if they were to be honest about what's going on. So what I'm talking about is Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Both of these men have lost. So right now, the fight that is really supposed to be happening is supposed to be Daniel Dubois versus Francis Ngannou. Daniel Dubois, he hit Usyk in the body. Usyk could not get up for like 3 minutes. They tried to call it a low blow. Usyk
Mm,
is a better boxer than Daniel Dubois, but as we all know, all it takes is one punch. Dubois was able to land that one punch, and they robbed that man. Francis Ngannou knocked down the heavyweight champion of the world, and then went on to land more punches in some of those later rounds. Put a bunch of pressure on Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury was flip flopping all across the ring. Francis Ngannou, in my eyes, did enough to beat Tyson Fury, but they wanted to push the Alexander Usyk and the Tyson Fury fight so bad that they allowed these two to be bailed out. They both got huge gift decisions. When you do shit like that, you lose a lot of the interest in the fans, because at the end of the day,
right.
Tyson Fury is not
Right.
a power puncher. Usyk is not a power puncher. Imagine Daniel Dubois and Francis Ngannou lining it up, two power punchers and two men that happen to beat very skilled boxers. People will be talking about that shit, but since they want to lie and they want to do make everything political, And there was racial aspects tying in as well. Why they want the Fury versus Usyk is losing a lot of the heavyweight division is losing a lot of credibility.
Yeah, because I thought Anthony Joshua would grab the face of that division, and maybe with Wilder, he does. Wilder talking about retiring. It's kind of like strange what's going on over there in that department.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and in those two categories, and we're talking about the two categories in the faces. If we don't look at the storyline in the business, it kind of loses the customer. And,
Yeah.
the heavyweight division is losing customers. Wilder was that face. Yeah, he was the face. He still is. But we don't know what he's going to do after that loss. What is he going to do?
Deontay Wilder, he's done so much for the sport, and he wasn't even the top tier skill wise, but
Hmm.
he has so much heart and he has such a great right hand. People they tried to shit on Wilder just because he took some bad loss to Tyson Fury, but what they don't realize is before Deontay Wilder, nobody really was worried about the heavyweight division. And even now, when the brother probably should go ahead and retire instead of taking a lot of damage, they're begging him to fight people right now because he was the star power of that division. So the problem with the heavyweight division, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. They're trying to push these Caucasians on people like Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, but they're not bringing interest to the sport like a Deontay Wilder. Although both
Right.
of those white boys, they're more skilled than Wilder. I'll give him that, but they're missing it as far as the charisma and the public interest.
Right.
It is what it is. But I gotta let my man Wickedy go ahead. What's up, Wickedy? How you doing, man?
I'm okay, brother. I'm okay. How are y'all? Hey, I
All right.
wanted
How
to
you doing?
ask, out of all of Wilder's fights, which one do you think was his most entertaining? Do you think it was maybe Luis Ortiz, the first fight?
No, I think his most entertaining fight um, was the last fight with Tyson Fury. That fight
Shit, yeah.
had everybody on edge. I mean, it was like some Rocky Balboa shit. That was one of the most memorable heavyweight fights because both of them getting knocked down, both of them getting backed up. So we all thought, damn, Deontay might do it. Fury somehow was able to keep getting up, and Wilder was able to fight till he literally had no more fight in him. So that fight was something that was cinematic almost.
Yeah, that punch that Wilder hit him with in his forehead that made that ripple go through his body, I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did Fury get up from that? Like, I went like all the
The
way.
entire Wilder Fury rivalry was the greatest thing that's happened in the heavyweight division in like a decade. Like it was much needed, and Deontay Wilder was needed for the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua, he kind of robbed the fans because he was supposed to fight Fury and Wilder years ago, but he was trying to wait him out. He's trying to wait him out. Now, even if they were to fight, look, Wilder lost to Joseph Parker. That would hurt the sales of the fight. That would hurt the way that people view the fight because it was a point in time when people view Wilder as indestructible. And even though he lost to Fury, Anthony Joshua should have fought one or two of those guys by now. So that's another reason why the heavyweight division isn't as popping as it's supposed to be because Joshua was the face, especially over with the UK audience. He was the face of boxing on the other side of the globe. But for some reason, he's not fighting the faces of boxing over here. Why are we not getting these fights?
For sure. For sure. But the Fury thing, do you think that that was rigged? Like him getting elbowed in the eye? You think that was set up for him to just take more time, or do you think that that was a real accident that happened in Spark?
Um, Here's what I think. I think that it doesn't even necessarily matter whether it's real or fake. The performance that Tyson Fury put on against Francis Ngannou was abysmal. And I'm not a guy that rips boxers because at the end of the day, when you fight another boxer who's training, you could go out there and get embarrassed. You can go out there and get dominated. That happens all the time. But Francis Ngannou was a boxing novice. It shouldn't even have been competitive. Francis Ngannou is an MMA fighter. So Tyson Fury was supposed to look how Floyd looked at 40 years old going up against Conor McGregor, who outweighed by 20 pounds. Floyd was able to walk McGregor down. McGregor was exhausted by the end of the fight. That's what it's supposed to be. But the way that Tyson Fury looked, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get as much time as possible to make sure that he can come out with the victory against Usyk, or it'll ruin his legacy. People are going to be questioning First off, they already questioned him about whatever gloves he was fighting Deontay Wilder with. But the fact of him putting on that performance against Francis and then coming back to lose against Usyk, people will be questioning this man's whole career. So he's trying to make sure that he goes out there and he performs. Personally, though, I don't like betting against Tyson Fury. I still pick Tyson Fury to win the fight, especially seeing how he knows and the world knows that Usyk, he's a little bit weak to the body. Usyk, whenever he's getting hurt, is always a body shot.
For sure. But who you have Tyson Fury in the Usyk fight? You said.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I think that the fight between him and Ngannou, it was just he didn't take him serious. I heard that he trained like 3 weeks for the fight, and he immediately was throwing knockout punches at him. And you know that, I mean, I understand Fury can punch, but he underestimated him, like, because he thought, oh, he's just an MMA fighter, I'm going to take him out. And he, that's why
I'm
you
gonna
don't.
tell you like this though, when it comes to not taking somebody serious, that's not a good enough excuse. There are boxers who didn't take world champions serious and still somehow came out with the W. Like Muhammad Ali, a lot of people don't know this. Muhammad Ali had you know, addictions with women. So Ali would be messing around with women before the fights and still come out with the W. And then Mike Tyson, although he didn't beat the top competition, if you put Mike Tyson in there with a B-level fighter, he would knock the guy out and then go on the microphone and talk about, I only trained for 2 weeks during this fight. Mike Tyson has went into the ring under the influence of different substances and still came out with a W. So for Tyson Fury to lose to Ngannou and people saying, well, he didn't train hard, that's not a good enough excuse. You're not supposed to lose to a novice. You're just not. The reason why Fury looked different against Ngannou is because Fury usually has a 50 to 60 pound weight advantage over his opponents. Francis Ngannou was a unit in there. He was a block of muscle. So the weight difference wasn't that big, and Francis was throwing Fury across the ring. He added an element of wrestling that Fury has never seen before. Tyson Fury has never seen a man impose his will on him back, because usually he's the bigger guy. He's taller, and he usually has a 50 to 60 pound weight advantage over his opponents. And that really fucked Tyson Fury up mentally and stylistically in the fight. So that's the reason why Ngannou looked so dominant. He added elements that Tyson had never experienced before. If y'all in the chat, make sure y'all tapping the screen and liking the live.
Let's say Francis Ngannou and Fury have a rematch. Who do you got in that?
In a rematch, I would have to pick Fury. But I don't think Fury would ever give Ngannou a rematch though.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because the stakes are too high. If they were to fight the same fight and everything still goes the exact same way, I promise you, Ngannou will have to get the W, because it's like, come on now. The first time people will give you the benefit of the doubt, but if somebody does it twice, they can be like, all right, maybe it's time for us to go ahead and crown Ngannou as the champion of the world. They're not going to allow Fury to get away with that 2 times.
Yeah. So, like, you don't, like, do you think if he doesn't fight him, they'll question Fury his whole career? Like, you got your ass whooped by Ngannou, or?
No, no, no. They're gonna try to let it go. Tyson Fury is a likable guy. He's a white guy, and it's not all just because he's white. But if you're likable and you white, that's like being twice as likable. But when you're likable, people forget your flaws. They forget the bad things that you do. Like Muhammad Ali, he lost a lot of fights to Ken Norton. People don't bring that up nowadays. They bring up Ali beating George Foreman. They don't bring up Ali getting his jaw broke against Ken Norton. A lot of people who are casual boxing fans, they don't even know that Ali lost the first fight to Frazier. Like a lot of the casual fans, when they think Ali, they just think greatness, what he did to Foreman. Or they think about the last fight, Thriller in Manila, when Joe Frazier had to retire in the corner when they threw in the towel. They don't think of Ali getting dropped by that hook in the first fight. They don't think of Ali losing and coming with a swollen jaw in the post-fight press conference, because Ali was so likable. So they forget his lowest moments and they remember his highest moments. That's how it's going to be with Tyson Fury. They're going to forget that he lost to Francis Ngannou.
Right.
Fury also, you got to keep in mind, you know, you also have to listen to a guy when he's talking, which we do. We might miss it. He's always hinting on that retirement mode. He's tired. He's exhausted out.
Yep.
He's been doing this a very long time. He's having a lot of weight issues right now. When he goes to fight, it's more to than his just training for him. He has to do his weight balances, checks and balances, and it's a lot on a man at that height and weight like that. He's taking
That's
he I mean he fought wars. I mean he's a gladiator, and the man's body is telling on him because he wants to retire technically and enjoy his family. He said, "I have
and,
enough money." He tells
and
you,
you know what?
I made enough money."
That's a great point that I'd even think to mention. Like a lot of people forget, Fury and Wilder, they both look different. You know why? Because they went to war. They
War.
went to war, so their
Mm,
bodies are not the same. Neither one
mm-mm,
of them. And that happens. Ali and Frazier, they weren't the same. After the Thriller Manila, they were not the same as
mm-mm,
fighters. That's what
mm-mm,
happens. When you fight another man who's at the top of the level in the sport, and y'all go to wars multiple times. Y'all take a chunk out of each other's, not just physically but spiritually.
mm-hmm.
So they might. Kemper made a great point. Tyson Fury might really be ready to hang it up for real. But
If
at the
if
end of the
you
day, it's like I'm Tyson Fury, so people are pushing him to still show greatness, and
if you
that's how
heard
it goes.
if you heard George Foreman tell Muhammad Ali they were great friends when Ali was getting older, Foreman said, "I was in that second fight. I was trying to kill Muhammad. I was trying to kill him." He said, "I asked God for mercy when I found my religion." He said, "I punched Ali so hard in his neck, Ali grunted and said, 'Ruff.' And he said it was a breath of like a death wind." And he said when he gave himself to God, he told Muhammad Ali, "Forgive me because I was trying to kill you." He said Ali looked at him and said, "Joe, you know I still feel that today." I ran into
But you
Sugar
know
Ray
what
Leonard.
though?
One more. I ran into Sugar Ray Leonard. I said, "Sugar Ray, how you been?" He said, "How you doing, Ralph?" I said, "Sugar, when I was a little boy, when you got knocked down in Madison Square Garden, I cried. I literally cried, Sugar." Sugar Ray looked at me and said, "I'm still crying today. I cried too." He said, "That shit hurt."
Yeah.
So you're right. Their bodies go through so much.
And people have no idea. Um, Another thing I was going to say, the reason Joe Frazier was trying to take Ali out of this world is because when Ali was having problems with the government and they took away his boxing license, Joe Frazier was giving Ali money, helping him pay his bills and stuff. But then when Ali went to go market the fight, he painted Joe Frazier as, Uncle Tom. He called him Uncle Tom. And back in the day, that was like one of a huge, huge insult. That hit hard. So Joe Frazier thought that Ali was like an untrustworthy guy. But Ali was just doing his best. Ali was just marking the fight. He was like how Conor McGregor is. They'd do anything for real, because to them it's entertainment. And
Right.
Joe, he took it personal, and that's
Right. He
why he
did.
was trying to take Ali up out of this world. He said that he prayed to the Lord
Right.
before the fight to give him the power to kill Ali.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you think Zab Judah, in his prime, would be able to take the fighters of the welterweight division today?
Zabit will be competitive in any era. Only thing is, when it comes to a fighter that know how to frustrate you, like Floyd, he wouldn't beat them, but he would be competitive in any era. He had way too much speed and skill, and he was a southpaw. Very, very dangerous fighter.
But he did knock Floyd down because that glove touched the
Yeah,
floor.
Yeah,
that glove touch. Yep, that's that.
yeah, he did.
That's that.
He
He got
He
to
did.
knock
And
did,
him.
and
man.
and
Zab
let
did.
me ask you this, cuz do you guys remember the fight with him and Costa Zoo? He was destroying Costa Zoo before he started playing around and put his hands down and he got hit. Do you think he
Yeah.
would have
Yep.
ended up winning that fight if he wasn't messing around? Do you
Yeah,
guys
but
think?
it's a mental. It's all mental though. Like that's a difference between Zab and somebody like Floyd. They both fast as hell, both talented as hell. But Floyd had focus from round one to round 12.
And again, let's go back to I blame the corner. See, that's the type of fighter he goes out there and does what he wants to do. Because I would have cut that off
What's up,
right in the
bro?
beginning. We ain't out here for
What's
all of
up?
that.
What's up? What's
And
up,
I
NBA?
blame
I was letting
I
Kemper.
blame it on the
I was
corner.
letting Kemper finish his point.
You can finish it out. I was just saying, I blame the corner a lot, a lot, because whatever that fighter does, clearly, if it's affecting the fight, that has to be cleaned up in that break time. That's what that minute is for. Hey, man, we ain't got time to be out there dancing. They allowed him to do that. That means Jab telling his team, "I'll do what I need to do out here." So when I see all that dancing from fighters, and I don't think the coach is saying, all right, now when you get out there in between that left hook and jab, go ahead and do that little Turk dance you do. I don't hear no coach.
Oh shit! That ain't part of the plan. Imagine somebody in the corner. All right, man. I want you to throw the right hand, hit it with.
Right.
I want you to
But
bust a move. Oh, man, that's a great point, man. Ain't no coach coaches their fighters like that, except for probably Roy Jones. Now, NBA 2K, what's up, man? I'm gonna go back to the original topic of the live because somebody in the chat asked. He says, "What makes y'all think he gonna fall off?" I don't think Crawford is gonna fall off. I was just wondering because Crawford is aging. He's an aging fighter. He's a veteran in the sport. A lot of mileage on his body. He's 36 right now. He'll be 37 in September, and he hasn't fought since last July. So the PBC has had him waiting and waiting for whatever reason. Maybe they waiting on Canelo in September, but I think he should have a fight in between that. I think he should keep that car hot because that's an old car, that's an old engine.
Yeah, I
Keep it
think
hot.
he should
That
have.
way you don't lose nothing.
Man, you just said Terrence Crawford to keep the road going. He needs to get his ass in there with Boots talking about.
I
Tune-up
already
fight.
knew
That's
you
what
was
I've
gonna
been
do
saying. A
it.
tune-up fight, whatever they call that.
Yeah,
A
Boots will
tune-up
be
fight.
his tune-up fight, so he could tune Canelo ass up if he really about it. He need to step in there. If Bud
About that,
Crawford,
bro.
if Bud wants to the next Floyd, he needs to get in there with Canelo. I don't care what nobody say. He need to get his
I'm
ass
gonna
in there
let
with.
She
Kefa.
can
I'm gonna
whoop
let Kefa
Canelo though.
explain to you. I'm gonna let Kefa explain to you why the Boost fight don't make sense because he said
It
it
don't.
earlier.
We have many great fights. I'm a 1960 babies, guys, and there was many great fights that should have happened during my time
I
that never happened.
1960.
The money, yeah, I'm a 63. I'm a 63 baby. So now you know how old I'm going on 61 years old. So I can talk about boxing. I can go back in history and talk about it. Okay. But when we talk about the way times and economy and efficiency and money has moved forward today, it doesn't make business sense. It makes theatrical sense, but it's not making business sense for Terrence Crawford, who stately said that he's going to retire. He's looking at maybe 2 to 3 more fights. Canelo, 2 to 3 more fights. These guys are warriors and they're on their way out. So looking at Ennis, who can't pack out a room, he ain't gonna bring no pay-per-view. How is that helping Terrence
No,
Crawford when
that's
he's on
not
his way out the
true.
door? We got to think like that, guys. It's like retiring on your job and you're getting ready to get your 401k, your pension, and all that good stuff.
And before you get your 401k, you do something to violate it.
Yo,
That's
my
basically
God.
That's basically what it's like because he wouldn't get no money. He wouldn't get no money fighting Boost, whether y'all believe it or not. Boost is a great fighter if you follow
Yes.
boxing. But
Yes.
newsflash, boxing is not the most popular sport in the US. It's football and basketball. You
Yeah.
understand? So Boost has to start marketing himself to where as though he could go and get these fights with these guys. He has to start doing something outside of the ring. Floyd Mayweather did. He went to WWE. You think he did that for his health? Floyd Mayweather went on Dancing with the Stars. Do you think he did that for his health? You think when Floyd was a young kid, he was like, oh, I always wanted to be on Dancing with the Stars? No. Floyd did that to build up his name. So sometimes
Sure
you got
did.
to venture out into different avenues outside of the ring to bring in casual fans. If you don't have, that Tank Davis, that knockout power that brings everybody in.
Mm-hmm. And that was happening to almost to young Shakur Stevenson. Thank God he went to the New Jersey, Newark, which where I'm from, and packed that room out. It's a nice sized room, but at least he packed out and brought out the community to the fight. Now, can he
Right.
do it on a bigger venue after that last performance? We'll be like, hell to the no. Not after that. You might pay $9.99, but not $49.99 to watch him fight right now. So he has a lot to do. You feel me? Saying so
Hell
to
yeah,
watch
OG.
to,
You
to
ain't lying
watch
about
Terrence.
that, OG.
Yeah, but to watch Terrence Crawford fight, Ennis, it would be like, what we gonna charge? Bud gonna say, well, $89.99. You gonna be like, no, man, that's priced out. It should be
I'll pay. I'll
$49.99.
pay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
that's
pay
why
200.
it
I'll
got to be
pay.
an $80 fight.
I'll pay 200
David,
to see
I
that fight.
understand what you're saying, David. I understand what you're saying. You will pay for it, but you have to understand the box pay-per-view is about the casual. It's not even about guys who come to a boxing live and listen for an hour. It's about motherfuckers who don't care about boxing, but for whatever reason they care about this individual, so they're gonna stop what they're doing
Yeah.
and go watch the fight. It's about people that's not even the people that's gonna be intoxicated, that's not even gonna know what the hell going on. That's what the pay-per-view event is about. It's about how many casuals can you bring in. Boots isn't
Mm-hmm.
bringing in a lot of casuals. Ryan Garcia,
Hey,
he may not be on the level of Boots in the ring, but Ryan, he's bringing in people from all across the world to watch these
Yes, he
fights.
is. Yeah,
Mm.
he's a
it's
pay per
true.
view
Hey, can
sensation.
I say something about you?
Hey, Camaro, what's good, man? What you got to say, my brother?
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, this how I feel about it, right? Although Terrence Crawford is old, I think at the end of his career, but really to his prime. If you really look at it, he swept the he swept 140. Get no serious answer.
You said that he's
But
in.
this
You said he's in his
he
prime right
kept
now. Hey,
saying he's
Camaro,
too
I'm gonna
small and
stop you
all.
because you going in and out. Your connection is bad, but I think that I heard a little bit. You said that if you think
My
about
fault.
it, Terrence Crawford is in his prime.
He said he swept 140, I
Can
think.
you hear me now? Can you hear?
No, he swept
Yeah,
40. He
can you hear me
swept
now?
40. Oh yeah, 140. He swept because he got undisputed. I can hear you. I can hear you right now. Yeah.
All right, yo. So check it.
All right.
If you ask me, Terrence Crawford just getting to his prime because he swept 140. He ain't catch no real damage at 140. Then he came through 147. They said he was too small. He dominated them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all I'm saying is Boots is a good fight for him right now. Even the casuals know who Boots is. They may not know all about how good
No,
he is, but they heard his name before.
the casual fan.
It ain't
Listen,
anybody
this how
else in
you
the
know.
division that want to see.
If you go to random high schools and stuff and be like, "Hey, y'all heard about Boots across the U.S.?" I promise you, most of them are gonna say,
Oh,
"Who is
okay.
that?"
Nah.
Yeah, a lot of people
Nah,
be
these young boys don't even watch.
would be like, "Who is this Boots Ennis guy?" I'd be like, "I don't
Yeah, the
know."
young boys don't even watch
But
boxing.
they know Ryan Garcia. They've seen Ryan on TikTok. They've seen him on Instagram. They've seen. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say,
but he ain't
I'm
considered like a real boxer though to the young
Yeah, but that's the
generation.
thing. You could call him a
Even
real boxer or a fake boxer.
though
He
he is a
making
real
real
boxer.
money. You understand? He making real money.
all I'm gonna say is this: when Terrence
Yeah,
Crawford
he
looks,
is.
when we look back
I'm
at
not gonna knock
boxing
that part.
and we see Terrence Crawford's legacy, we really gonna see Terrence Crawford retire without fighting Boots Ennis? I want y'all to let that question sink in. Do
I
y'all
mean,
really
he
want
become
Terrence
undisputed.
Crawford without
He
fighting
fought
Boots
Errol
Ennis?
Spence, brother.
That don't even
I mean,
sound right.
Boots have
That don't
fought
even
though.
sound
That's
right.
the
You got Boots Ennis in
Terrence,
his
Terrence
prime.
fought everybody that
Terrence
Errol fought, and he beat him in better fashion most of the time.
who?
He fought Sean Porter and stopped Sean Porter. Sean Porter had never been stopped in his
Hey,
career.
Sean
yeah.
Porter was the same Sean Porter who called Jerron Ennis overrated when Jerron Ennis nice, but when it was time to when he retired, he called Jerron Ennis overrated. So that's the same part. Sean and then Boots called Sean Porter out for a fight, and then what did Sean Porter do? He ducked his tail. He like, nah, I don't want that smoke. Like,
A lot of people
he goes
a
with
lot of
Kell
people
Brook.
lose because the money not there.
It
So even if they lose, if they don't want a fighter, once you make it to the top, the fighters they've shown in the Floyd Mayweather era, they've shown that Shane Mosley he could have fought Pretty Boy. He didn't want to fight Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy wasn't a star. When Pretty Boy became Money Mayweather, he had enough money that if Shane lost, Shane could go home and feel good about the check. He's not gonna make him feel good about the check if they
But
lose.
how's
So
Boots supposed to make a name when those guys like Garcia, Porter, Thurman, Bud, Earl Spence, all of them supposed to fight Boots and Conor Ben and Virgil Ortiz? They're not doing it. They got their money and dip. So how we gonna say that, but they're not giving the young guys a chance? We gotta hold them to a degree because they was given a chance too. All of them. All of them was given a chance at one point. And they get a
Boost
fight
has
with
the
Earl
IBF,
Spence
right?
and they
Boost has the IBF, right? Boost has the IBF, right?
right.
That's his chance right there. I promise you, these fighters not gonna be able to run.
They don't
If
want to
you have
fight
the
him.
belt, that's your chance.
Cody Crowley's supposed to fight him in November.
They took Crawford belt too, but that's Boots' chance right there.
Cody
Then Boots
Crowley just pulled out the fight. Cody
Crawford
Crowley's
belt.
supposed to fight Boots in November, and
You
Stanley
said
on
who?
this too. The three guys that
Boots
welterweight
got
was supposed to
Crawford
fight
belt.
Boots, and they all pulled out. So how is Boots?
I mean, but they're not gonna listen. They're not going to be able to run. Everybody who's in that little IBF sector, his mandatories, they're not gonna be able to run from him. And then whoever else has a belt at the weight class, they eventually, I promise you, they will not be able to run. That's why he has the IBF. Even though they stripped Bud, I mean, it was still good that they stripped Bud because Boots, the level of skill that he has, people have to be forced to prove themselves against him. I agree.
Hey, wait, bro. Porter never ducked anybody. Porter ducked Boots. Porter wanted no smoke with Boots. Porter had the chance to fight Boots and he ran away. He ducked his tail. Boots emailed him. Boots would beat Terrence Crawford. How about that? Boots would beat Earl Spence. How about that?
Damn.
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Nah,
But
bro.
how Earl Spence
Oh
gonna deal with
no,
Boots
boy! I
Speed?
know you
How
Nah.
Earl
lying,
Spence
man.
gonna
You
deal with
smoking
Bill Speed?
crack?
Who's smoking crack?
Maybe
I
in
know
a
I'm the
couple
most
years.
experienced fighter here.
Not,
Who's smoking crack?
not right
Yeah, man. What the
I
hell?
went to Boots Gym and I see him spar. What's up? I went myself. I personally went to go see him. That dude's nice. I seen bro, I went and I seen James Toney spar. I went and sparred Luis Collazo. I sparred who else did I spar? I sparred a lot of big names, bro.
You
Bro,
got that
John
on
Ennis by
TikTok, bro,
heads
so
and
I can see
far.
that.
Heads and far. Heads and shoulders above everybody's
So you
John
be
Ennis.
whooping boxes though.
I don't bro. I don't say I whoop
there.
boxers. I say I spar them. I don't whoop them. I'm gonna be honest with you, but
Oh,
I get in there and go.
Are you like the
hey,
missing link to
shoot. Hey, send
boxing
me
or
a
some shit?
video on
I ain't no
Instagram, bro.
missing link to boxing, bro. But I'm just saying, bro. I know when you see a talent, when you see a talent, stop saying when you see one, it's obvious, bro. Like that dude's different. Like like who else? Fundora's dad, Sebastian Fundora. His dad used to train me at Hurricane Boxing Gym back in the day. I know him. He was always built like that from the amateurs. He was always a tall, skinny kid. Man, who else, bro? Shoot, I got so
Quick, bro.
hey, pictures, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna try to send
You
you
could be a
pictures.
professional boxer. You could be next up.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. This right hand ain't calling it. I broke my right hand. I'ma still try to get in it, bro. But it's a
Man,
dirty.
come
I don't
on,
know,
man.
bro.
It sound like you
No,
good. How
boxing, I
you
ain't gonna lie.
talking?
Boxing is a dirty game.
It's a dirty game, bro.
Boxing is a dirty ass game.
It's a dirty game, bro. Like I
Hey, look,
like
Yeah, it is. It is,
you have
though.
to
I'm gonna be
find somebody
fighting
to
in
really
the
invest
amateurs,
in
so
you.
I already
You
know.
have to fight somebody to really invest in you if you really want to turn pro. That's all I'm gonna say. If you really want to do this pro shit, you gotta find somebody investing in you. You can't just
I'm gonna
be
do
Basically,
bad. I might
if
be
you don't
doing
have a backer, if
basketball
you
because
don't
I'm
have
thinking
anybody
about going to
backing
the
you, you better be
NBA.
knocking everybody out.
yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Niggas will outbox niggas, but will they get that money in
They gonna
return?
take
Not
it, and once
necessarily.
you take a couple L's, you looked at as a journeyman, even if you won all of those fights.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like Augustus and Darnell Boone. Darnell Boone was a damn. Darnell Boone also. I also worked with Darnell Boone. His brother is Beast Mode. Beast Mode brought him to the gym one day, and I got to see how he does. And he told me a bunch of how he sparred, how he dropped Andre Ward, how Kovalev he fucked up Sergey Kovalev. He beat up Adonis Stevenson. He fought Arizona Laura. Oh, that dude. You know, you don't never hear about Darnell Boone, but that dude's a monster, and nobody will ever talk about him.
That's life, man. It's a lot of guys
Yeah.
who.
Nah, Darnell is a beast, though, bro.
It's a lot of guys
Darnell Boone is a beast. I said,
who they don't have the promotion behind them, so their name or their song will never be sung, and it's sad, but that's part of this game.
That is
That's
true.
why with my boxing career, I'm gonna I'm build my shit up on the internet. Fuck all, fuck what you heard.
let me ask y'all a question, bro, before y'all get too crazy. But y'all just said that Boots don't got a big enough name to fight Bud, right? Do y'all realize that the only person Boots can fight right now to get a name big enough to fight Crawford is Tank? And Tank ain't even in the weight class yet.
Nah, he can fight Keith Thurman.
Ain't nobody at 157 that we want to see TC fight but Boots.
He can
Yeah.
fight Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman already fighting Tim Tszyu and shit.
We
But
don't want to see it, though. We know he
no, no,
can
no.
beat Tank.
I'm saying to build a
That
name.
shit. No, we do want to
I'm
see.
saying
I want to see Boots step up in competition with anybody, whether
anybody.
it's Keith, whether Errol comes back and fights Boots. You know what I mean. I want to see Boots step up. It don't have to be Crawford. Like there's other guys. Like you got
Thurman about
fucking
to fight at
Let him fight
154.
Tio. Let him fight Tio. After that performance Tio
Tio,
did, let him fight
Tio,
Tio.
Tio would actually die in the
Tio
ring.
don't want to
You know
fight
how he
Boots.
said he'd die
Tio
in
get beat up,
Cambose's
bro.
fight? If he fights Boots, he'll die. Tio's not gonna do that.
Man, Tio
Boots will
would
beat
get hurt by
Tio's
Boots,
ass,
man.
bro.
Tio don't want to fight. Every time Tio went the blood
Oh
fight was
my
for the money. I
god.
don't think he really think he trying to beat
Hey, I
Bud. I
ain't
think he
gonna
really.
lie.
I ain't trying to take nothing from Tio, but Tio ain't even 147 yet. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 140. I
He
mean,
ain't even.
you could jump up. You could definitely jump up, but I'm just saying, I don't think T.O. truly wanted the Bud fight. I think that was going to be a money grab, but I don't think Bud is interested in T.O.
Hey, yo, let me
Nah,
give
bro.
y'all a quick history
I'm trying to
rundown
tell
right quick.
y'all.
a lot of boxers been ducking Bud for a long time. Ever since Bud came up to 140, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, all types of motherfuckers jumped up to 147 running from Terrence Crawford. They couldn't run no more because he came to 147. Now you don't hear nothing about Danny Garcia no more since TC there. You don't hear nothing about no damn Keith Thurman no more.
And you know what
All
Keith
these
said the other
motherfuckers
day?
done took the back seat.
Keith gonna say this. I made a video. Keith gonna tell whatever interviewer, he gonna tell them, yeah, I could make a fight with Terrence Crawford, but would it really be a 154-pound fight? I mean, Crawford, he's a welterweight coming up, so those fights are there, but would it really be 154? Like, don't nobody give a fuck about that shit, Keith.
Man,
Thurman
Keith
like,
is a fight nobody that can beat his ass, bro. The only
Hey,
person that he want to fight that can beat his ass is if you got about 20 million for his ass. If you got
yeah,
20
like
million,
the Manny
he'll
Pacquiao
take an
fight.
L. Then you see
Yeah, the
Pacquiao
Manny
drop his ass
Pacquiao.
for
Hey, to
20
be
million.
real though, bro, before Bud really got to 47, like he was creeping out, he came from 35, 40, 47. A lot of them welterweights, bro, like Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Earl, like a lot of them was already fighting each other before Bud even really got there,
No,
bro.
no, nobody would give Errol Spence a
No,
fight.
what
That's
I'm
why Errol had
saying
to go
is
fight
they
Garcia.
ran from
Not Earl.
Bud.
They was really ducking
Sean
Earl.
Porter, Danny Garcia,
No,
all types of motherfuckers left 140 and went to 147, and they had to fight the killer fights because they was running from Bud.
here's the thing, though. I don't think you know what though, Camario. It wasn't necessarily everybody running from Bud. Some of them was running from Bud. Bud was with Top Rank. If Bud had signed his career, started his career with PBC, boy, welterweight would have been on and popping. Because the reason why Sean Porter and the Errol Spence fight, Sean Porter couldn't run no more.
Exactly.
It's because they was both signed to the same promotion. So
Yep.
Al Haymon with them, they went to Sean Porter straight up like, look, you gonna have to fight this man. He's
Yep.
not gonna be fighting people guys jumping up like Mikey Garcia because y'all don't want to get his boy a shot. Y'all gonna have to fight this man.
And
So
that's and
if
that's
Bud was
why
on the
that's
right
why
side of the
Bud
street,
was fighting with his top rank and arguing like Bud was looking at the fact you all supposed to promote me. I'm your cash cow. And top
yeah,
rank, like, no, that's your job. You got to promote
yeah,
yourself. And at the same time, like the guy was saying earlier, your young man was saying, the fighters were already fighting in that category, and but nobody would call Bud because they were too busy arguing down there with money issues. So it
yep,
wasn't no money grab with the promoters at the time. You know, who was messing around with top rank? Think about it. And look what
right,
Shakur Stevenson is going through with Top Rank. It's the same
right.
argument. There's no money grab dealing with Top Rank no more.
That's why. That's
TC,
why.
TC had to
If
beat
you
up
if
Earl,
Shakur's
not
his
even his
contract is about
skill.
to be over. Shakur's contract is about to be over. So I promise you, when he signed to the PBC, a lot of questions are going to be answered within the lightweight division, as well as 140 when they move up. You're going to get to find out who really the best when it comes to these lightweights. I promise you, because he going to run out him. He not really going to have no choice.
Yeah.
Because that's what all the other.
Yeah,
That's
he
what all
going
the
to
other
Al
teams
Heyman,
do.
bro.
Yeah, Al got the
Yeah, he going to
stable.
Al Heyman.
Hey, why is Isaac
Shoot.
Cruz not
Matter of
fight
fact,
Shakur?
Shakur don't even got to sign with Al Heyman. All he got to do is self promote for real, just like Earl Spence be doing. Just like they got their
Look,
own promotion.
I would listen. Errol Spence, he had a special deal with Al. So Al, he don't just be trying to rob these fighters. Errol had a deal to where he was getting a stipend until he got to the big fights. And then once he got to the big fights, they gave him the money he was worth, and then said, "Okay, you can promote yourself, but he still has to give a percentage to Al and Floyd and shit like that." But Errol was able to become his own promoter. But Al was the one who taught him the ropes. So it's not like Errol just doing that. No, Al know the game, and he's showing the fighters the game. So that's
Right,
why the
right. That's
fighters
true. That's true.
love Al. And let me tell you something
Hey,
else.
can I?
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna finish this point.
Wait,
I'm
go
gonna let you
ahead.
go. Now, when you watch Robert Guerrero and fucking who did he fight? Berto. When you watch Berto and Guerrero, they were put on the David Benavidez, Demetrius Andre pay per view. Nobody was really checking for that fight, but Al was still getting them old dogs paid. So that's how much Al Heyman be looking out for fighters.
Oh yeah,
Nobody was
yeah.
checking for Guerrero and fucking Berto, but they got a nice little check on their way out of boxing. Now go ahead, state your point, brother.
Hey, hey, this is what I was gonna say, y'all. Hey, if Terrence get three
You
more
going in
belts,
there again, man. You
he's
gotta get into some good
TBE.
Wi-Fi.
My fault, bro. I
You
said,
good,
y'all
man?
Rick, if he's another division, he TBE over Floyd.
Who?
The best actor that ever did it. If he get 3 more belts, he realize that.
Who?
Can y'all hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you
Can
at
y'all hear me?
first.
Terrence Crawford, TC.
Okay,
If he
okay.
dominate
Yeah, you
another
saying if he
weight,
get
hold on, my fault. Me, right.
no.
He
I
dominates
got you. I
another
got you. I
weight
hear what you're
class.
saying. You saying if he dominate another weight division, he the best over Floyd.
Okay, my
That's what you
fault.
said. Yeah, I heard
No.
you. I got your point. I'm gonna tell you
He
this.
dominates
This is what I
weight
thought
class,
about it.
no
I
matter
thought
what
about it.
weight class it is.
Yeah, you saying basically like say if he were to go to 154 and become undisputed or something like that, he's over Floyd. He's head and shoulders over Floyd. My
He
thing is this.
TBE.
My thing is this. My thing is this with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford has displayed a great level of skill inside of the ring. He's displayed, godlike power inside of the ring. Great time. He showed all of the things physically that Floyd has showed, but when everything is even, we have to start looking outside of the ring. When you want to talk about TBE, because boxing, it isn't just what you do inside of the ring, it's both, and it's always been like that. As a promoter, Terrence Crawford, he pales in comparison to Floyd.
Hey, wait. When we comparing Floyd to Crawford, we forgot to mention Floyd fought Canelo. And what did Bud do to his Canelo? He's ducking him right now.
That's a good ass point.
So we can't say that. Floyd's always gonna be better than Bud. He's just Floyd. Floyd's gonna be the best ever.
This is my thing though. If Bud go up to jump up 3 weight divisions and beat Canelo, the talk about him being better than Floyd is gonna be a real conversation. That'd be a real
Yeah.
conversation. Like if he could jump up 3 weight divisions and beat Canelo, then yes, I would not ever argue with anybody to say that man is probably the best to ever do it. I
But how
would
can
really
we
argue
say
for
which
Floyd
fight
though.
is better
Like,
than
it'd be a
other
legit argument.
another fighter
Dominates
when
154 division.
we all are gladiators and
He
we
better
all
than
form
Floyd if
one
he
big.
dominates the 154 division as well. I'm
But it's
just
hard to
saying,
say
like,
one fight is better than the next
if he
fighter.
dominates one more weight class, I don't care what it is. He's TBE. I don't give a damn if Floyd beat people for the last 20
He
years.
would be better than Floyd in my opinion.
Terrence
Hey,
Crawford is
listen,
beating people
listen, listen,
now.
Boy,
listen, listen.
hell no.
You could go look it up, bro. This is not my opinion. He's the most
Crawford
accurate
gonna be
fighter
one of the
of
best.
all time. He beat the most world champions of all time. The two guys that conquered the most weight classes, De La Hoya and Pacquiao, he beat both of them. He's been a 5 weight class. Like, this is not my opinion, bro. This is like facts. This is just facts.
Facts, yeah.
The biggest star of all
I'm
time.
gonna run some facts down to you.
Go ahead. What's the fact?
Floyd did not get the whole
Brother,
was there.
we ain't hear none of that, brother. brother, you gotta get the Wi-Fi, brother. You ain't run no facts by you was going in and out. I want you to get this point off because I'm. But see if you
No, my
could
fault,
see.
bro. I'm out of a school, so my shit, you know what I'm saying? Out of a school. Hold on, let me go out real quick. Hey, my fault, y'all. But look, I was inside of school, so my signal wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was,
Young man
no matter
prefer
what weight class he dominate next, if he do, Floyd haven't dominated any weight classes. He beat dudes, he beat champions. I'm not taking it from him. But if TC dominate one more weight class, he better than Floyd, bro. In every
Floyd got
aspect,
You
5
except for
talking
weight
getting
about
money,
classes.
you
except
talking
for
How
about
can
you
getting
talking
y'all
about the
say
undisputed.
Floyd's record is better when you got a guy out there in the history books called Grubbs? Look him up.
Hey,
He's
listen,
52-0. Floyd didn't beat that. So let's
Harry
stop the
Greb,
A
listen,
you
lot
said
of
listen,
you
guys,
listen,
said
listen,
Harry
listen.
Greb, old
a
Listen,
Harry
lot of
Bud,
Greb
guys.
that
You
Bud,
ain't
fought
lying
nothing
Bud,
but
about
Bud,
that.
old
That
Bud,
one
bastards
guy
Bud.
that
that
can't
beat
Listen,
swing and
52,
listen,
punch.
you ain't lying about
Harry
that. He
Greb that can't
52 and
beat
0.
none of us in his group
Hey,
chat.
listen, listen.
Harry Greb that
Bud,
fought niggas that didn't know how to defense and slip their punches. You
But
talking
did you
about
know
that
Harry
Harry
listen,
Grubbs
Greb?
listen,
fought with a
listen, listen.
blind eye? Did you know that he was blind? Did you know that?
Bro,
Okay. All
yeah,
right. Then.
and
So
Sam
so so
Lankro was
Floyd didn't do
blind.
nothing.
Sam
Floyd
Lankro
didn't
was
do nothing
blind.
but run his
Who
Hey,
career.
cares?
listen, listen, listen.
Grubbs
Sam
didn't run.
Lankro was
Floyd
blind
did.
too.
All
Bud,
right.
Who
Bud,
cares about
Look at
Sylvester
the
Bud,
record.
Could
Terrell
Look at the
still
record.
and
It
could
says
Tony
still beat
52 and
Ferguson
Floyd.
0.
punches? You care
52
about
and
Bud,
some
0.
listen, listen,
1920
52
punch
and
listen.
out
0.
fighters? Man,
It
Hold on,
says
nobody
nobody cut
care
him
52
off.
about
and
Hey,
0.
I
You
want
can
to
get
nobody
tell
care
you,
changed
about
it.
there's a lot of
Armstrong.
guys
You
that
know
Read
got
about
your
big
history
more
book.
than
Shevchenko.
52 and
him.
0. He's
Nobody
52
care
and
about that.
0.
My boy be
Oh,
23
Hey,
years
yo,
old.
Bud stopped his
52
last.
and 0.
Bud stopped his last
Hey,
11
how about
appointments.
You know, it's
all?
all
How
good,
about
man. I
all?
Ricardo
respect y'all. I
Lopez
have
is
hey,
fun.
listen,
52
How
and
about
0
hey,
Y'all,
also.
y'all
undisputed
need
though?
me Hall of
Yeah.
Famers
I'm gonna go
Floyd
ahead.
ain't
I'm gonna go ahead and
undisputed.
get up out of here, man.
at a.
Shout out to my man Harry Greb, the
What?
blind bandit.
Oh yeah, Harry
You
God,
know,
Don't
Harry
forget
God,
Sam
the
Langford.
old
He
school
also
fighter.
fought with a blind man.
Hey,
And
so
KJITV.
we
David,
gonna
Hey,
leave
KJITV.
him.
David, who be knocking everyone out and sparring and
Tomorrow,
shit.
David,
Yeah.
NBA
I don't know
2K
everybody.
Rookie of the
Hey, I don't
Decade,
knock nobody out.
Street. Thank all you brothers for coming up here and adding to the live, man. This is a great live. We got some good jokes. We got some great content. We went back in history. Whether we talking about Ali, whether we talking about One Eye Greg, we got some good debates
Harry
going
God.
on, man. Thank
Hey,
y'all,
hey,
man. I'm
hey,
about to
Yes,
get
hey.
up out of
thank
here.
y'all, man. Good
Y'all
night,
have a good
y'all.
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
night,
Good
man.
night, man.
Good night, y'all.
All right,
I had
y'all.
fun, man.